Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
This episode of Tap and Step is presented by Cover Zero Analytics, the leaders in next-level football data. Cover Zero delivers predictive matchup previews, classification-based grading, and customized analysis to football coaches who want more than the same old breakdown of tendencies. With Cover Zero, football coaches now have a tool that can measure all aspects of their team's performance. Cover Zero is built entirely around smarter data analysis, helping thousands of coaches find winning edges that don't always appear in film study. If you're a football coach looking for an extra advantage, Cover Zero invites you to join the hundreds of premier programs that have taken their scouting intel to the next level. Ready to see how the best teams win? Start with Cover Zero Analytics. Find out more at coverzeroanalytics.com. That's coverzeroanalytics.com.
We are recording.
We're recording right now?
We're recording.
So we got you singing We Are Recording?
Yes.
Good enough for me.
Oh my goodness.
Tap and Step, your premium Texas high school football podcast from your friends at Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. I am the Tep, Greg Tepper.
I'm a guy who did not turn his cell phone off. The Stepp. That Stepp.
And this
turning my cell phone off right now.
And this is a time for you to have it off. Like your phone usually blows up, but like especially now. We do thank you for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber, or not. If you're on Freeloader Friday, do you know who admitted to watching on Freeloader Friday?
Who did?
We got a text from
I think I remember. Oh, never mind.
from Brooke Miller, our boss.
That's right. Brooke
now,
did. Brooke
now
is
I want to be very
freeloader.
clear. She
Yeah.
works here, so like, it's hard to call our boss a freeloader. But come on,
Come on,
now
Brooke.
listen to the podcast. Get the podcast. Those other dulcet tones you hear, and the singing in the cold open belong to V&A Moreno, whose eyebrows look terrific. Hi, V&A Moreno.
Hi guys. Yes, I've been doing them slightly different, so thanks for noticing.
Yeah, no, I definitely noticed and had no help. This is
No help at all. None.
Area round playoff edition of Tap and Step. We do thank you for being Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Coming up here in just a moment, all 352 games ranked from week 11, or from the first round, and then all 176 games ranked.
I'm going to start at 352. Let's go Alvarado, 77, Fort Worth, Carter, Riverside, 0.
Tough night for Carter Riverside.
351, Canyon, West Plains, 85, El Paso, Irvin, 0.
There were a couple.
350. No, I'm just kidding.
There were a couple that
There were.
per usual, couple that get out of hand.
The haters who don't want a lot of teams in the playoffs will point to that. Well, I'll say I like more football, and I've got my own things I can point to that say
22 fourth place teams won.
Exactly.
22. Like,
pretty good.
I mentioned this on TFT. That is the same win percentage of 14 seeds over the 3 in the NCAA tournament.
You know, that was a great
which
point.
happens like every other year, basically.
Yeah, and nobody's calling for the 14 seeds to get taken out of the NCAA tournament.
Just saying, we think football's good, and we like it.
I like football. I'm not afraid to say it.
This is your area round preview of Tep and Step. We do thank you for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. TexasFootball.com/playoffs, TexasFootball.com/subscribe. All of those things. A lot to get to in by district recap, area round, game draft. Game draft back, baby.
Let's go.
We're back.
Let's go.
Exactly right. But first, Matthew, we will start, as we always do, with your Texas high school football fun fact of the week, presented by Cover Zero Analytics. Here's the thing. You're hungry.
Woohoo!
I know you're hungry. You know what you're hungry for? Analytics.
Oh, listen.
Starving.
Give me a big old plate of numbers.
Yeah, starving for analytics.
Yeah.
And you can get it's all you can eat. It's all you can eat analytics at
Buffet of
coverzeroanalytics.com. Help take your team to the next level. Here's a they're in the numbers. Here's a number.
Filling your plate up with analytics.
106% of the teams that won in the first round of the playoffs were Cover Zero analytics people. That is not true, but it feels true.
And we're a vibes podcast
exactly
anyway,
right.
so I feel like that's
coverzeroanalytics.com for all of your
football needs.
Football needs.
Yeah. Well, all your football numbers.
All your
needs.
football numbers
I don't think Cover Zero can supply you with shoulder pads.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But I think they could supply you with self scouting. I think they could supply you with, percentages on third down. All that good stuff.
Matt Stepp, your Texas high school football fun fact of the week.
Presented by...
Did anybody have a weirder week than Amarillo?
No.
Okay. Nobody, literally nobody, had a weirder week than Amarillo. Because Amarillo, you may remember, forfeited a bunch of games, got the absolute right combination of results on the final Friday night of the year, and then won a coin flip to get into the playoffs.
Yep.
And a couple of days later, they play a 77-76 loss to
El
Paso El Dorado.
Yeah.
Now,
153 points.
Matt Stepp, 153 points is the second highest scoring UIL 11-man playoff game of all time.
Yes.
Matt Stepp, what is the highest scoring 11-man playoff game of all time?
I believe it's Levelland and Decatur.
It is Matt Wilson's Levelland Lobos 82, Decatur 73 back in 2016. That was an area round matchup, which is wild. I don't know why, but yes, that is by the way, there's a couple of these games here. There's now that's only the second.
What was the 82 to 73?
82-73.
So that's 155, right?
155.
Isn't 77, 76, 153, right? So it's the second highest?
Second highest.
Yeah.
Second highest scoring.
All right. I was just making sure my math was right there.
Second highest scoring playoff game. Third is Hooks 92, Edgewood 57. 100. Then I believe the same night it was Panhandle 93, Tahoka 53.
I was at
54
that game.
rather. Yeah.
I was at Panhandle, Tahoka.
Yes. So there you go. The highest. By the way, it was the highest scoring playoff game last year was Newton 84, Edgewood 42. So we have already
Edgewood.
set the bar.
Shout out to the Edgewood Bulldogs for always being in the mix.
They are, man. That is a. Let me tell you something.
That is a cut the brakes football team.
They are. That is a cut the brakes football program. And they actually, I don't know if it's going to get drafted this week. I think they have a cut the brakes game this week.
Against
Edgewood plays.
Woodville, right?
Yeah, it's Edgewood and Woodville.
Yeah.
Because Woodville, we had it on TFT.
That was a pretty crazy game.
They rang off 35 unanswered in the second half to win and recovered and took an onside kickback for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Anyway, there it is, your Texas high school football fun fact of the week. Yeah, Edgewood is a consistently like chaotic.
They're
chaotic.
consistent chaos.
They are a chaos team. Anyway,
chaos.
all right. Matt Stepp, let's get into some by-district recap. And we're not going to go through all 352 games.
I got number 350 right here.
There you go.
Salina 77, Dallas Pinkston 0.
Tough night for the Vikes.
Wow.
Okay. But what I want to do is I want to do a mini game draft. And here's what I want to do. We're going to go back and forth 3 rounds. Games that you think that were the most notable.
Okay.
That can be for who won. That can be for who lost. That can be for a big upset. It could be for something that came close.
Sure.
We'll go back and forth 3 rounds, 6 games total. Games that notable results from the pie dish round. You can have the first one.
Well, I'll start with one that greatly impacted me as my 5A Division I state champion. LaPorte Bulldogs were upset by Pflugerville Weiss, 42-35, and Mallory was over there stunting on me earlier. She was dancing, she was celebrating. I wanted to throw a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Mallory Hartley, the way she was dancing on me when I walked in the building because she was. She was talking cash money.
She was talking that much. Yeah.
But a great win for Weiss. I mean, you have to give Weiss a lot of credit for the second half. for making several adjustments, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, to pitch a shutout in the second half against LaPorte. Masterclass performance there, and pretty much a collapse from LaPorte in the second half. The block punt return for a touchdown really, I think, was the backbreaker in that game. So you got to give Weiss a lot of credit. And listen, they've got Weiss and Lufkin is a super intriguing football game this week, and I think it's a very winnable game for fourth place Weiss, who we said it. Even though I picked LaPorte to win the state championship, I thought Weiss was a super dangerous 4 seed, and it came to fruition. Sophomore quarterback Jackson Shad was unbelievable in that football game. He really put on the cape for the Wolves.
I am going to go with a game that I think if I told you who won and told you who lost, you would be like, oh, okay, well, not an upset. Not an upset. Allen 22, Louisville 15. This was a Thursday night affair, correct?
Yes, playoff opener there. Yeah.
Thursday night affair. Allen has been a very chic pick to win it all, and for good reason, undefeated, been rolling. This is a red flag for me, for Allen. I am concerned because now, essentially, if you want to be if you want to be as skeptical as possible, you can make the argument that in their last 4 games, they have played 2 good teams, right? Respect to McKinney Boyd and Plano East, but they're a lot better than them, right? But Prosper and Louisville, and both times, the offense has really scuffled.
So I think you look deeper at Allen's schedule. The 11 games, they're 11-0, and we don't apologize for wins.
We do not.
But of those 11 wins, I think Louisville and Prosper are the only, I would say, above average football teams that they've beaten this year.
Cedar Hill, maybe. Cedar Hill.
Cedar Hill's got beat by 2 touchdowns.
By Harker Heights.
Yes. I don't think Cedar, Middle Legacy.
This
they're in I think the two best teams that we've seen Allen play, they've
had to fight tooth and nail.
Yeah, and the offense has not looked real crisp.
I've got red flags.
Yeah, I think so. Now, I think Louisville, at their best, is a top 15 type team.
I agree.
They lacked consistency, but they played a great game against Allen. And I don't know if we're going to learn a lot about Allen this week.
No, they played Lake Highlands. Now, Lake Highlands can run the ball.
Defensively, though, I think Lake Highlands. I don't think
they're as good as Louisville.
Yeah. And I don't think we're really going to know. I think we're potentially going to get Allen in the 4th round of the playoffs against North Crowley. And I don't know if we're going to know a whole lot more. I don't know if we're going to learn much more about Allen until that game.
And that's, by the way, if North Crowley gets by this week, too. That's a whole other thing. Maybe perhaps draftable game. But
okay.
Anyway, just keep an eye on that one. Anyway, that's my first one. What's your next notable result?
I think you got to go to 4A Division 2. Maybe the upset of the night in 4A Division 2. China Spring 28, Belleville 21 in overtime. Dang. Did not see that one coming. And I kind of thought Belleville had been real uneven in non-district. But then it kind of got their wheels on in district play, knocked off Sealy, cruised through the district, number 1 seed. And you're thinking, okay, they're playing China Spring. China Spring's, I think, 3-7, 4-6 going into that game. And China Spring just beats them to the punch. And big win for those guys.
Take them to overtime and win in overtime.
One thing that an astute poster on a message board out in East Texas kind of pointed out was maybe China Spring just matches up well with slot T teams.
That's a fair point.
Because if you remember, China Spring also owns a win over Franklin.
They do.
And then the next slot T team they play is Belleville, and they knock off Belleville. So maybe the slot T. Maybe China Spring is the slot T exorcist.
Boy,
because slot T is the devil. Maybe China Spring is the exorcist.
Maybe, you know what? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stick in 6A, and I'm going to go real chalky here. But I think that
brand name Tep.
Regardless of the result, this is going to be significant. Vandergrift 16, Westlake 14.
Sure.
I mentioned this on TFT. It's the first time Westlake has lost consecutive games in the same season since 2013. Think about it. They haven't had a 2-game losing streak in more than a decade.
They lost the season finale to Dripping Springs and then lost to Vandergrift.
It was grand opening, grand closing. A credit to Vandergrift that they played, honestly, what's funny, they played kind of a Westlake ball game, a game that was played at Westlake's pace. Because that's not a high. This is never a high flying Westlake offense.
No. Yeah.
And they played them at their pace. And this is a Vandegrift defense that has not always been great this year. They got touched up by Dripping Springs in the opener.
Sure.
They dropped a game in district to
McNeil, I think.
I think they got touched up.
Who didn't make the playoffs.
So it's like, but they figured it out. And I will also say this. The road opens for Vandegrift now. Now they're past Westlake.
Sure.
You start taking a look at 6A Division II, Region 4, and you're like, okay.
I think they're going to be. I think we're going to get. I think we're going to get Vandegrift. But they still got 2 more games to win. But I think they're the favorite to get to the regional final out of the top side of the bracket.
I agree. So I think really as far as
is Drew Sanders' squad kind of getting. They closed the regular season with the win over Hutto. And then you beat Westlake. That's pretty nice. Is Vandegrift kind of starting to get their wheels on?
Get hot at the right time.
Yeah. And say what you want. They are the defending state champs. Mm-hmm. So they've got that pedigree. Mm-hmm. So
we'll see. Absolutely. All right. What's your? Give me one more that caught your eye.
Let's talk about my game Friday night.
Okay. In a game, by the way, I need to own this. Okay, because I texted you, and I said
you did.
I said, dude, Bovina Hale Center is the Matt Stepp sicko game of the year.
And it turned out to be a banger.
Yes.
Huge upset. Little old 3-5 Bovina comes in against 9-1 Hale Center, and we're thinking this is going to be a running clock.
I'm thinking, what are you doing at this football
I was
game?
Already at Spearman and New Deal. Yeah. It was a double. Listen, value shopper here. Mm-hmm. I'm a guy who likes multiple football games in a day, and so I was already there, and the fine folks at Canyon ISD fed me a nice cheeseburger and tater tots to keep me around for the second game. So I said, I'll stick around. And Bovina said, hey, we're here to play football. Mm-hmm. And they jump out. They play with their hair on fire in the first half and stun Hale Center. You look up and it's 24-0, right away. They're leading 36-6 at halftime. Hale Center makes some great adjustments at halftime and comes back and cuts it to 36-24, but they just dug themselves too big of a hole. And the little old Bovina Mustangs are now in the area round of the playoffs at 4-5. I think they had a game they only had 9 games scheduled, and that they had a game rained out or something. But now credit to Wade Wilson in that they've got a guy, Angel Lara, great player. He was unbelievable for them, and they just played inspired football. They were huge underdogs. And listen, they'll be underdogs this week against Seagraves, but I think I wouldn't be shocked if Bovina's. How weird would it be to see a 5-5 team in the third round of the playoffs?
Playing on Thanksgiving.
That game against Seagraves, they'll be underdogs, but not as big of underdogs as they were against Hale Center. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I would agree.
So shout out to the Bovina Mustangs.
Yeah,
big win for them.
All right. I said it on the show last week, and I've got to make sure I own up to it. I'm going to go with Anson 35, Ozona 14.
Okay.
This is resonant for a couple of reasons.
Sure.
One, shout out to Anson. That's a 4th place Anson team that gets through. Mm-hmm. All 4 of those teams from District 2 or District 4.
You say a 4th place team?
4th place
They're
team.
One of how many 4th place teams?
22 4th place teams.
Who says 4 teams shouldn't be in the playoffs? No, I don't know.
And I think for Anson, defense came to play. Their defense has been pretty strong all year long.
Which we thought. We knew Kyle Withers Ball Club had a great defense.
Defense plays. I think it opens up. I think they're favorites over Spearman this week.
It's a very,
very interesting ball game. But
I saw Spearman's got a good team. 2 teams that play, I think, similar styles. So it'll be very interesting to see how that goes.
The other thing, obviously, is that this does end the Christian Villarreal run at history.
Bye, China.
Bye, China. Bye, China. She's not.
No,
she never says. He ends up about 350 yards short of Ken Hall's record. He's still the 6th leading rusher in single season history in 11 games.
Pretty impressive.
Which is crazy. But a remarkable year for Ozona. It ends in a way that they didn't want to. But now, again, I think Anson, keep an eye on them. Like, it opens up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's I think Anson and Spearman at best is a toss-up. So
yeah. No reason
easily
why
be into Thanksgiving weekend. So now, speaking of the record, though, Kagan Ash is still cooking.
Ash is rolling right now.
He ran for 354 last week.
He did. He's doing great. What if I looked this up? You're listening to live coverage.
I got to think Kagan Ash, if he plays 14 games, might be at least in the discussion.
Kagan Ash is going to. I don't know if they've updated his numbers from this past week. In fact, they did. He's at 3208, so he's about 800 yards away, which he can get in 2 games.
I mean, they're in tough game against Chilton this week.
Draftable game, Chilton. Because here's the thing. Okay. Well, I'm not going to draft it, but here we go. Here's a bonus preview. Here's a bonus draft pick. Okay. This is a compensatory.
Taking one of my picks now.
Compensatory pick.
Got to redo my board.
Chilton, did you see what happened last week?
Yes. Chilton's defense, which had been great all year, all due respect to Thavis Miller and the Clarksville Blue Tigers,
shout out to them.
Did not expect them to throw up a 40. Chilton had to score with 30 seconds left to win that football game. 50-46.
Well, I got news for you. Kagan Ash is coming. So it's like now I'm not bought in on Mount Enterprise's defense. Like they have been gettable.
Yeah.
So like if Chilton wants to throw up 60 of their own, they can. Problem is they might give up 70.
Yeah.
Like that. Like if they're not, I don't know. That was a game I was really looking forward to.
If Mount Enterprise plays 3 more football games,
he's going to have the record.
I think that record is in.
I think you're right. If they make it to the regional final, which is doable. Anyway, there it is. There's a
little. And we may have to go. We've talked about it, and Mount Enterprise will probably play that regional final on a Thursday.
Yeah, because they're trying to get squared up. They're going to play on. They're going to play on Wednesday.
Is Division 2 before Division 1 this year?
No, Division 1's before Division 2.
So they're 2A Division 2. So
they play Wednesday. Oh, they're 2A2. You're right. They play Thursday morning.
But they may still play the regional final Thursday. Yeah.
Anyway, there's a little by-district recap. Okie dokie. It's now time for our area round game draft. We're back. If this is your first episode of Tep and Stepp, where have you been?
What are you even doing?
Here's how it works. Stepp and I go back and forth, selecting games that we are most interested in. Mm-hmm. Now, I got to be honest. We're interested in all 176 UIL Texas High Football playoff games.
Sure.
But we are more interested in some than others. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go back and forth, selecting games we're most interested in.
So I could select Callisburg and Henrietta.
Absolutely. How about Callisburg, by the way? Upsetting Cedar Hill TLC?
Yeah.
Another 4th place team.
So I could select that if I want.
You could.
But maybe I won't.
Maybe you won't.
We'll see.
I don't know. He could. Anyway, we'll go back and forth. 5 rounds. But we will not have a hipster game because all the games are cool.
It's disingenuous.
Cool people.
All the games are cool.
All the games are cool.
I like that.
Go to a game.
Go to a game. Yeah. I got tagged in something. Apparently, here's an aside. I got tagged in something. Apparently, there was some guy who writes about Ole Miss or something. And he took a photo. There was a photo of these Florida fans who'd come to Mississippi to go to the Ole Miss Florida game. Mm-hmm. And on that Friday night, they were in town, and they took a photo of them saying oh, they're at this high school football game on Friday night. And he's like, this is weird behavior. And I'm like, what? No, go to a game.
It's totally normal.
And so somebody asked me about it. I'm like, we get a ton of, I'm sure you get it a lot too. We get Texas high school football tourists.
Yeah.
People who come to town, maybe they're in town for business or they're in town to see families. Hey, I'm here on a Friday night. I've heard all these things about Texas high school football. Can you recommend a game for me?
I'm in Austin. What's the best game in Austin?
Exactly. What's the best game in Austin? Yeah. It's I don't know.
It's pretty normal for us.
That's
I get that twice a year at least.
Oh yeah, I get friends who are like, hey, I'm in town. I'm in Lubbock. What game should I go to?
Going to the Tech game Saturday. Is there a good game in town?
Anyway, go to a high school football game.
It's a lot of fun.
We had a fake coin flip before the show. Stepp won the fake coin flip, which means he gets to pick one of the area round game draft, 176 games on the board. But the first pick, Matthew?
A lot of good games this week, Tep.
It's a good week. There's only about a handful that I feel like I know how that's going to go.
All right. I'm going to go a little. I'm really interested in this football game, but I don't know if it would be this.
Not the brand name?
Yeah. There's brand names involved. But I'm going to go 7 o'clock Friday night at Georgetown ISD Stadium.
I do not know where you're going.
11-0 Frisco Lone Star takes on 9-2 Georgetown in a true road game. And that is why I'm the most interested in this game, because this is not normal for Lone Star. Okay, Frisco and a lot of the Metroplex teams in Region 2 particularly don't travel because of the makeup of the region. Generally, it's generally a heavily Dallas region. Region 1, you do have to travel. If you're in the Metroplex in Region 1, you got to go west. And as you can see, a lot of the Metroplex teams that are in Region 1 are traveling. Alito's out in Big Spring. Anna's playing Wichita Falls. I think Melissa's going to Lubbock. North Crowley is going to Abilene, etc. but Region 2 generally doesn't travel. Lone Star, because they have the star, decided to go home and home with Georgetown, apparently. Or I don't know if Georgetown decided to go home and home with Lone Star. But regardless, there was a flip, and Lone Star loses the flip. So you have a top 5 team in Lone Star taking a long road. Frisco to Georgetown ain't close. About 4 hours.
And you gotta go through the heart of downtown
on
too.
Friday.
On Friday.
You gotta go through downtown Dallas on a Friday. They're probably gonna leave like at 10 in the morning.
And you gotta go through Waco and Temple
the
traffic.
disaster that is I-35 in Waco. It's a tough road trip. And you're going on the road against a really dangerous Georgetown football team. Okay, this game has upset written all over it, especially considering the way Lone Stars ended the regular season. A little bit of a shaky performance against Wakeland, a game that I was at, and then almost losing to Reedy in Week 11. And that's a good Reedy team, but a Reedy team that lost their quarterback in the first half. Now, last week, Lone Star knocks off North Mesquite 49-6. We expected that, right? All due respect to Tim Cedar, former Cowboys kicker teams, Tim Cedar, and the North Mesquite Stallions. They were overmatched. Trey Wright, 138 yards passing and a touchdown, 121 yards rushing, 2 scores. Trey Wright, the sophomore, has been unbelievable. Davian Gross, who's, by the way, still committed to Florida despite the coaching change. I wonder how much longer that's going to last, though. He had 138 yards receiving and a touchdown. They dominated, right? But it was against North Mesquite. Georgetown ain't North Mesquite. Just breaking news there, right? I sped watched Georgetown and Burleson Centennial last week. And again, Burleson Centennial, 4th place team, actually 3rd place team. It was a absolute demolition. 39-0 at halftime. Yeah. Georgetown puts all the backups in the second half. They win 42-11, but it was over. Jet Walker, the Minnesota commit, is a problem. They managed his workload throughout the regular season. He is fresh, healthy, and looking spry.
That was the point I was going to bring up. Jet Walker is a guy that the coaching staff has had a tight rein on. That's not to say they haven't let him loose, but they've only let him loose when they've needed it. Yeah. So, you go back when they played Rouse, which was like a wild back and forth game. They ended up winning. He had his season high 31 carries.
Yes.
But then when they played Centennial last week, he had 9.
Yeah. And there were I think he had early in the year, there was games he had 2 or 3 carries.
Yeah. The opener against Victoria East, I think it was, he had 4 carries.
Yeah.
So they have managed his minutes.
And I think they're gonna let him loose this week. You've got Xavier Warren. What a steal for G.J. Kinney and Texas State to get that receiver. He's unbelievable. The quarterback, Caleb McDougal. I've seen Georgetown in person. They've got a big and physical offensive line. Where they've improved this year is defensively, especially in the front 7. They're much improved. Last year, Georgetown would get into shootouts, and they just remember how wild they were in the playoffs. The first round of the playoffs, they were up 42-7, and basically had to win in overtime. And then the next week against Reedy, they basically led 42-14 and gave up that lead and lost that game. They're playing good defense this year. Lone Star's coming into a hostile environment. It's going to be a huge crowd on the Georgetown side. I don't know how many Lone Star folks are going to make the trip down. I hope a lot. Makes for fun. If you're a Lone Star fan, get to Georgetown Friday. Your team needs you. Your kids need you. They're going to need it, right? Huge test in a hostile environment. I think the key here, what I'm watching for, Carice Hoyt. He was very quiet against North Mesquite, maybe intentionally because they didn't need him, but they're going to need Carice Hoyt this week to be that third wheel with Gross and Trey Wright. If Carice Hoyt has a big game, I think Lone Star outscores Georgetown. But if Carice Hoyt's held in check and they don't have that other guy to take the pressure off, I think we could see a major upset here. I think Georgetown is a very, very good football team and capable of pulling the upset here. If I'm a Lone Star fan and I've got hopes of a state championship, this is a game that worries me. I've got an upset watch. I think I really went back and forth on this. I'm gonna take Lone Star, but I'm anticipating that Carice Hoyt's the guy. If Carice Hoyt rushes for the Baylor commit, if he rushes for 100 yards or more, Lone Star wins. If he doesn't rush for 100 yards, I think Georgetown wins the game.
I think that's probably fair. Here's the issue for me, because I don't disagree with anything that you said. And actually, go back to, it's a long time ago, but the opener against Argyle, Argyle was able to run the ball on on Lone Star. And that's probably the best comp they have as far as they ran for 308 yards on him in that game. What does that mean? I'm not sure. 12 weeks later. Here's the issue for me. I don't know how Georgetown's defensive front even starts to slow down Lone Star. Because go back to that game against Cedar Park, they gave up 417 yards on the ground to Cedar Park. And here's the spoiler. Lone Star's better than Cedar Park.
Agreed.
So that, to me, the onus is on the Georgetown defense to ride that emotion at home and punch back, especially early, and allow your team to play from ahead. I think Georgetown has to play from ahead in this game. They have to play from ahead. Fascinating ball game. I'm glad you took that pick. That's a good pick because it also left open my number 1 draft pick. 7:00 Friday night at Thorne Stadium in Houston. You went hipster, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna play the hits. It is 9-2 Galena Park North Shore taking on 11-0 Fort Bend Ridgepoint.
Can I say something about Thorne Stadium real quick?
Sure.
Among the nicest stadiums I've been to.
I have never been.
It is. They have the biggest. I'll show you a picture of it. It is that video board. That's insane. It is a beautiful. It's the nicest high school stadium in Houston. It's unbelievable. It's gorgeous. Sorry, but I just want to get that out. Shout out to Aldine ISD. Great stadium.
We are finally getting to the fireworks factory in Region 3 because I don't know. I haven't looked at your draft board. There's another game in Region 3 that you can absolutely take.
More to come on that.
More to come. But we're getting to the good stuff here.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your boys at Ridgepoint, because you're a Ridgepoint guy.
I have been riding with them since the preseason.
And you were sweating a little bit last week.
I was.
So
I wasn't sweating early.
No.
It was 21-0.
So early, like quick.
Yes.
And we've said this before. Ridgepoint might be the most talented, from a prospect perspective, most talented team in all of Texas high school football.
Yes.
I mean, they've got an offensive lineman that has at least 3 FBS guys.
Yes.
At least
3 FBS
They've
commits.
got
3 FBS commits and at least one other probably uncommitted young guy who probably,
They've got a crazy loaded defense. Preston Hall, Romare Smith. They've got dudes. They have 2 Power 5 receivers.
Yes.
Okay? In Balin George and Robert Haynes. They are loaded. This is an all-star team.
Correct.
It's an all-star team. It didn't mean a whole lot last week when Pearland Dawson was throwing into the end zone to win the game
Yes.
on the final snap of the ball game. And if I'm Ridgepoint, I am concerned about what looked like a pretty clear offensive letdown last week in the second, especially in the second half.
Agree.
They got shut out in the second half.
They did.
That is concerning me. Now, I want to give some flowers here. That's a good Pearland Dawson team.
Very underrated Pearland Dawson.
Very underrated.
Battle tested.
That's going to be a team that ends up with a record of 7-4. That is one of the very best 7-4 teams.
Hey, it's Tiny Tepper. Look
in
at
Texas
that.
high school football. That's one of the very best
Tiny Tepper.
7-4 teams in
Yes.
Texas high school football.
Correct.
I'll say this. If they want to have any sort of letdown against North Shore, I know how this game will go.
Sure.
Okay?
Agree.
North Shore got back on the good foot last week when they took down Deer Park. Do you know Deer Park has lost like 13 playoff games in a row? They like Medina. I was looking at that because Medina Valley snapped a long playoff losing streak. Deer Park is on that list too.
Poor Deer Park. They always just have a brutal first round matchup too. It's like they're always playing North Shore or Atascocita, and they need UIL realignment to just put them in the same district with North Shore and Atascocita. They have to play them in the first round.
So they got right last week. They looked like North Shore. They looked like North Shore had looked the previous 9 games before, or previous 8 games before
Summer Creek. Yeah.
Caleb Maryland is awesome.
He is a great Utah State commit. Great play. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the state.
The defense, Zaquan Nunn, dog. I mean, it's North Shore. You've been riding with Ridgepoint. Like we have come to the moment of truth.
And I'm going to be a Ridgepoint apologist here in a second. I'll tell you a little something.
You've come to the moment of truth. Because here's the thing. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
And North Shore has won this region 7 years in a row.
Yeah.
So
They're the team of record.
here's your chance.
Yeah.
Here's
if it's
your
not,
chance.
I said this. If it's not now, it's never.
Yeah.
If it's not now, you remember in 2018 when we said 2018 was for Longview was a take it to their
Yeah, it was take to their effing grave.
effing grave year.
It was that one. You know what's funny? It was that year, and then it was the same thing. It was we were having that conversation about Duncanville when they played Allen, and they beat Allen.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. It's got to happen now for Ridgepoint. I think that the North Shore defense is going to put their quarterback in a blender. And I think that's going to be the issue. Right now, I trust the North Shore quarterback play with Caleb Maryland more. I like North Shore.
Here's just a little context. I got this while I was in Houston this weekend. Ridgepoint had a flu outbreak.
Okay.
And from what I understand, they had the number I was given was 34 guys who missed practice last week due to the flu. Their starting running back played in the first half and then got sent home because he was vomiting that violently in the locker room. So if you're a Ridgepoint apologist, which hello, I'm the guy who picked Ridgepoint to win state, so I'm gonna be a Ridgepoint apologist here. That's probably what you're leaning on here. Is okay. We had a bunch of guys who were out and a bunch of guys who were less than 100%, and we looked sluggish.
We found a way.
And if you look at the game flow, they come out house on fire, 21-0 early, and then they lose energy. They just fall off the face of the earth because a bunch of guys were not in good shape. So if you're a Ridgepoint apologist, that's what you're leaning on here. But here's the thing: they can't play that kind of game this week against North Shore and expect to win. They have got to play a Bridgeland type game when they dominated Bridgeland 31-3. That's the Ridgepoint that you have to see to beat North Shore. You can't play less than perfect and beat North Shore.
Everything for Ridgepoint has led up to this moment because you get your opportunity at the Kings of Region 3.
Yes, this is a team that has a reputation in Houston of not showing up for the big game, not playing up to their paper. They have that reputation. They can shed all of that this week by beating North Shore.
Yep.
You win. You come at the King and you beat North Shore. You at that point, it doesn't. Yeah, you want to win a state championship, but you have that feather in your hat.
You will always have it.
But if you don't do it this year, I don't know if you're ever going to do it because you're as talented as you match up well physically, personnel wise. They match up. If they don't get it done, it ain't because they're not talented enough.
I agree.
It's other stuff. So here's their chance. I'm going to lean on them because I rode with them in the preseason. I rode with them before the playoffs, and I'm not going to back out now because they didn't play a good game. So let's see. But I'm definitely watching this game.
Yeah. This game's going to be awesome. I like North Shore and Ridgepoint. What is your second pick, Matthew?
Well, I'm not going to go far. I'm just going to stay right there in 6A Division I Region 3 because it is a freaking fireworks factory. 7 o'clock Friday night at Challenger Columbia Stadium in Webster, Texas, there off I-45.
Another beautiful stadium.
Galveston County. It is is it the only 11-0 versus 11-0 matchup in the state?
Yes, the only 11-0 versus 11-0. There's a 6-man game. Gordon plays Menard.
Okay.
And that's a matchup of unbeatens.
All right, so the only 11-man matchup of unbeatens, as it's 11-0 Pearland taking on 11-0 Dickinson. And speaking of exercising demons, the Dickinson Gators did just that Friday night. They finally beat Atascocita.
They did it.
0-6 against Atascocita. And Atascocita a couple times just ripped their heart out. This time, the Gators get it done. They win a wild one, 51-47.
Yeah, they were. I mean, that game was.
That was a crazy game because it was 37-37 at halftime.
Yeah.
And then Dickinson in the second half just locks down on defense and pitches a fourth quarter shutout. They get a huge goal line stand late to preserve the win. Dickinson's got some injuries at the running back. I believe their top two running backs. I know their number one running back's been out several weeks with an injury. He may be back this week. He's close. Hasn't been back yet. And they lost their backup running back. So this sophomore wide receiver gets called up from JV at the end of the season. And Jace Washington has the game of his life.
Yeah.
He runs for 195 yards and 3 touchdowns. And just for funsies had 86 yards receiving and a touchdown. This kid was playing JV football a month ago. And he's in the first round of the playoffs against Atascocita, just going off. Lorenzo Aguirre, their quarterback, 341 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Tremendous.
I like him a lot.
He's a 3-year starter. He's a program kid.
Man, I watched him in that game. I watched some highlights.
He's
of that,
an operator.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Like, he's a guy that I think flies under the radar a little bit. He's an operator. That's a good word.
A lot of good news for Dickinson. Now, the bad news. You gave up 564 yards of offense and 47 points.
Don't do that.
Now, a lot of that has to do with Carde Mack. And that talk about going out on your shield. He Atascocita was not the same team this year, and then C.J. Toney was out with an injury. It was Carde Mack left, Carde Mack right. That guy, what an unbelievable high school football player. Sad that his career does not get to continue, but what a pleasure it was to see him play. He'll go on to do great things at the next level. He's a great player. That's a concern if you're Dickinson. Now, if you're glass half full Dickinson guy, you're like, hey, look, we've had trouble with Atascocita. The fact that we beat them, we'll take it. Like, let's just get through this game. Pearland is a different type of challenge because they're not as explosive offensively as Atascocita. They're more of a defense running game. You know, BJ Gott is a Katie from the Katie coaching tree. They lean on running the football, playing sound defense, but they're really good at it. Last week, Pearland, they just drilled Fort Bend Travis 59-27. It really wasn't that close. Pearland, they scored 3 plays into the game, never looked back. Travis, one of their touchdowns came on a kick return for a touchdown. They had a couple of scores late to kind of do some window dressing. It was a blowout. Jake Westmoreland, if Pearland's throwing 3 touchdown passes, you're in trouble.
Correct. Because
that's just balance that you usually don't see from them. Jamori Champion, tremendous. They moved him to running back this year. He was a receiver last year. He's been tremendous. 3 touchdowns rushing, 150 yards rushing. Ed Smith had, picked off 2 passes, returned 1 for a touchdown. He does your taxes. He's an accountant.
He does
Ed Smith is like a grown-up's name.
Hello.
Very put together kind of guy.
I'm Ed Smith.
Yeah, and just
I'm here to
do your taxes
you.
and pick off passes.
Yeah.
It's just what he does.
I'm here to talk to you about mild to severe osteoporosis.
Yeah, he's just it's just an adult's name. It's very, very. He probably makes straight A's, and his teachers love him because it's just Ed Smith, right? Yeah. I think Pearland did make a couple mistakes that kept this game a little closer early. They had a fumble, kick return, like I said, a few mistakes. This game, I think, is going to come down to, Dickinson's defense.
Yes.
And I think Dickinson is the battle-tested football team here. Pearland has credit to them. They beat the teams in front of them. They have some nice wins. Shadow Creek's a nice win. Dawson's a nice win. Manville, nice wins. Dickinson has wins over Atascocita, Katy, C.E. King, and Cy-Fair.
That is heavy stuff.
Yeah. That's the difference here. I think Dickinson has been in these. They are battle tested. They've been in these moments. The winner of this game, I think, is going to be a heavy favorite next week in Thanksgiving weekend. I think the winner of this game is in the regional final.
Against the winner of
because the winner of Ridgepoint North Shore is going to be a heavy favorite on round 3 as well. I think that experience is going to be key in this kind of close margin game. I'm going to go with Dickinson.
I like Dickinson too. I think this is all the things you've been saying about Ridgepoint, about it's now or never. It does feel like this is the year for Dickinson. This feels like everything's clicked. They've got all the pieces to make it happen. But this is a really good Pearland team, and they're going to have to earn every inch against them.
If I'm in Houston, I've got a hard time picking a game Friday night. It's a low. So pull back the curtain. There's bad weather expected Thursday night, so it's a very light Thursday slate, which meant everything is on Friday in Houston this week. So because there's a few Saturday games, but Friday night, you're gonna have a hard time picking between those. On either side of town, you got down towards Galveston County, you got Dickinson, Pearland. You got on the north side of town by George Bush Airport, Ridgepoint, and North Shore.
Go to a game. If you're in Houston, you're not at a game. We're not friends.
Yeah, you're just a crazy person.
Exactly right.
And if you're out of town, watch it on Texan Live.
Good pick. My second pick, Matthew. 7:00 Friday night at Royce City ISD Stadium.
Great stadium.
They
usually feature barbecue in the press box too. Well, Soul Man's Barbecue. Soul Man's Barbecue.
It is
going to sponsor Tep and Stepp.
It is a 5A Division II area round matchup between the Tigers of Texas High and the Jaguars of Midlothian Heritage in, I don't want to say ultra rare, but kind of rare area round rematch.
Yes. I wonder when they scheduled this non-district if both teams were kind of like, there's no way we're going to play in the first.
Certainly not. Right?
No way.
No. Yeah. This was a week 3 game.
Yes.
This is Texas High's only loss.
D2, VNA. D2.
You had
Whoops.
it. All good.
It's okay. You're not perfect. Oh my gosh, what?
This is Texas High's only loss because you remember they went out to Midlothian Heritage, went to Texarkana.
They went to Grimm, the Tiger Stadium in Grimm Park,
and came back with a 35-21 win over Texas High. And
huge win for them.
Massive win.
Yeah.
And so they meet again, and the question is going to be, what's changed? It has been 2 months since they saw each other. Now, since then, I think there is an argument to be made that Midlothian Heritage, by the way, remember, Heritage was 0-2 going into that game.
Yes, they were struck. And I wonder, and this is not to make an excuse for Texas High, but Texas High, you had an 0-2 team coming into town, a team that Texas High last year blew out. I was at that game. They blew Midlo Heritage out last year.
And they had just come off of a win over Argyle Liberty Christian.
And they had Fayetteville the next week. And Fayetteville, for those who don't know, is in Arkansas. They're a 7A powerhouse in Arkansas. And here's the thing. The next week, Texas High handled Fayetteville very, very easily. So was there some look ahead? I don't know. That's not to discredit Midlothian Heritage, but if you're looking at it from a Texas High standpoint, that's how you're looking at this.
Here's what I think has changed. So Midlothian Heritage has taken one more loss. They lost to undefeated Terrell. Shout out Terrell. And I think that you look back at that game, Midlothian Heritage is more or less, they feel like about the same team. They've been bobbing along. Defense.
They're just consistent. Yeah.
Dax
really
Montalongo,
consistent.
their quarterback, is a lot of fun. And then they got a running back, Zako Davis, who has been electrifying for them.
He was great last year, too, as a junior. He's a really good back.
Here is, when looking at Texas High, here are the two things I think have happened. One, I think they figured things out defensively. I think they figured things out. For the most part,
they're playing good football on the defensive side of the ball.
Defensively, Shaylin Cooper leading the way. The other thing they have done is that they have unleashed Tredarian Ball, the running back.
They hit the Tredarian Ball button?
Did. So in that week 3 loss to Midlothian Heritage, Tredarian Ball had 6 carries for 16 yards. Now, I don't know what's going on. My guess, based on this, is that he was nicked up.
Well, they also used him a lot at receiver.
Yes.
I wonder how many receptions he had in that game. Did he catch
10 catches for 134 yards.
Yeah. So they were using. Now, have they moved? Is he getting more touches in the running game?
So last week, in their win over Montgomery Lake Creek, which is a competitive game, but he carried the ball 16 times for 101 yards. He also had 6 catches for 67 yards.
So they're just like, we're going to build the whole plan at Tredarian
They
Ball.
are
great plan.
Like the load management has gone out the window.
It's a playoffs
for Texas High.
Yeah, playoffs.
I would expect you are going to see a snootful of that. To me, a lot of this game comes down to their running back. Is it Cameron Reitner?
Quarterback Cam Reitner.
Cam Reitner.
Yeah, he was a receiver last year, center fielder on the baseball team. Great leader.
He's got to be great.
Quarterback.
He threw 3 interceptions against Heritage last time. He's got to be clean. I think it's hard to beat a good team twice.
Agree.
And I think Texas High gets their lick back.
I think there's no overlooking. They'll have.
There was no overlooking. There's nothing to overlook.
Right. It's hard to beat a good especially when you're evenly matched. I think these two teams are. I don't think there's a lot of difference here. Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is Texas High's game.
Fascinating ball game, and like a rematch. It's great stadium too. Go to Roy City. It'd be a great game. What is your
a game that probably won't get picked, but is in this region that I'm looking at? Terrell and Huntsville,
buddy.
That's a fun.
It is time. It's time to start taking Terrell capital S seriously.
Fun game. They're Terrell and Huntsville.
By the way, could you see while we're here, because we may not talk about this region
Let's look
anymore.
at the bracket a little bit.
Look at the bracket.
Bracket.
Shout out Mount Pleasant.
Shout out to the Mount Pleasant Tigers. My guy, Coach
Joe Cluley's. They're going to be considerable underdogs this week in South Oak Cliff.
Thursday. By the way, if you're looking for a Thursday game in the Metroplex, there's if you want to hold off the rain, but Mount Pleasant sock at North Forney. But yeah, it's shout out to Coach Cluley. It's nice to see good things happen to good people.
Absolutely.
And Coach Cluley, they had such a rough start, just losing a bunch of close games, and to kind of bounce back and get things going. Shout out to Mount Pleasant.
But look at this. This is a loaded bracket still.
You got some brand. PNG and Ennis is a historical brand name, great game. From just two teams with program pedigrees there.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my second pick. What's your third pick, Matthew?
7:30. Friday night.
What?
7:30. Well, football after dark. Boom, chicka wow wow. Sorry. 7:30 Friday night at Children's Health Stadium in Prosper.
Mm-hmm.
The 10-0 Alvarado Indians take on the 10-1 Sulphur Springs Wildcats in a rematch.
This is just.
It's
These are a
tasty
few
game.
of Matt Stepp's favorite things.
Alvarado and Sulphur Springs.
Yes, this is just like
I love these two teams.
This is two of your these are your pets, like two of your
these are-
pets.
These are my children here.
Yeah.
I love these two teams. Rematch of last year's third round playoff game where Alvarado defeated Sulphur Springs. And Alvarado, this is their biggest test of the year by far. Alvarado is undefeated. And you don't apologize for wins. And they defeated Carter, as we said in the 352nd ranked game of the week last week. They defeated Carter Riverside 77-0. And, you really can't learn a lot about a football team in a 77-0 game. Breaking news there, right? DeMarcus Belton, KJ Jenkins, they did what they were supposed to do. No notes. I look at Alvarado's schedule, and I'm like, what's their best win?
What's your signature win?
Probably Robinson. It's either Robinson or Glen Rose.
Yeah.
And those are two good teams
Two good
in 4A
wins.
Division II. Robinson is playing West Orange Stark this week. Glen Rose plays Seminole. Good wins, but they're 4A Division II. I'm like, this is, to me, by, I'd say a factor of multiple here, their toughest test of the year. Sulphur Springs is 10-1. This is a battle-tested football team. Their one loss was to Salina when their quarterback got hurt on the first play of the game. They lost to Salina. I don't think Deuce Timmons is coming back, which is tough because he is a fun player. Now, the good news, if you're a Sulphur Springs fan, is he's a junior. He'll be back next year. Senior quarterback Mason Cooper has stepped in. They've changed their offense a little bit to fit Cooper, and I think it's worked. They're leaning heavily on Jackson Hare. And Matt Stepp, he got that Dog and him award winner. And that massive offensive line. I had a coach, a 5A coach who was at the Sulphur Springs Kimball game, text me. He said Sulphur Springs is the biggest 4A team he's ever seen. They are massive. Vincent Johnson, the TCU commit. They've got Truth Holmes, the UTEP commit on the D line. They got a La Tech commit at linebacker. They are loaded, okay? They have wins over Mount Pleasant, which looks great now.
Yeah, it does.
And Frisco, Panther Creek, and Paris. 3 really nice wins that are on their belt there for Sulphur Springs. Battle tested that they play in the state's toughest district in 4A Division I, in my opinion, 7-4A Division I. Jackson Hare, 2 touchdown runs, a touchdown catch. They beat Dallas Kimball, 62-9. 62-9. Jackson Hare had 3 touchdowns. Their sophomore wide receiver, Jackson Virgil, already has several Division I offers. He had 2 touchdown catches. They've got the skill talent. Alvarado's got DeMarcus Belton, and they got KJ Jenkins. Here's the big edge here. I look at Alvarado on tape. They are a small football team. I'm not sure they have an offensive lineman above 220, and they definitely don't have a defensive lineman above 220. Sulphur Springs is rolling out 300-pounders on the offensive line, and they got Truth Holmes, who's about 6'3", 290 on the interior, and their other D tackle is about 6'2", 280. They are huge. I don't know if Alvarado can hold up in the trenches against Sulphur Springs. I think that's the big edge. I think Sulphur Springs in the second half just wears that smaller Alvarado team down and gets the win.
I think Alvarado may have the speed advantage in this one. They may be the faster team in this ball game. I know Sulphur Springs can go, but Alvarado is fast.
They are fast, but I don't know if they're fast enough to negate the trench.
Exactly right. This is a classic. You have an advantage
Sulphur
over
Springs
here.
can keep up.
Right. That's going to be the real question here.
Yeah.
Fascinating ball.
That's I love this game though. I think it's both those games, and we may talk about Springtown and Panther Creek at some point. That's another great football game. The top of 4A Division I Region 2, 2 big time matchups.
My third pick, Matthew. Let's go, as I'm going to signal this to our producer who can pull this up. Let's go to 7 o'clock Friday night in Belton in 3A Division I Region 3.
Oh, I love this football game. I know where you're going here.
It is the Fairfield Eagles at 11-0. The hometown of one of my all-time favorite Texas high school football players, Larry Rose III.
I hope he's in attendance.
I hope he is too.
Larry, if you're at the game, text
So,
Tepper.
taking on the 9-2 Yoakum Bulldogs. This game will not be for the faint of heart.
No.
This game, here's another promise. This game will not end 3-0. No. This is pointsy because these offenses can go. Fairfield is undefeated. I think quietly undefeated, 11-0. And Cole Collins, man.
He's had a monster season.
3,000 yards passing already, 39 touchdowns passing. He has two 1,000-yard receivers, Finn Smith and Kavian Hicks. This team can go.
And don't they have a Brackens running the football?
I think so. Yeah.
Like when you got a Fairfield team and you got a Brackens, you're doing some work.
Yeah, that's
that Brackens name, not just Tony Brackens, but I believe there was a young lady who
she's
was
like
a great Division I
star
big time.
basketball player.
Fairfield is a girls basketball power.
They do. They have a running back.
Girls basketball minute with Matt
Jason Brackens
Yeah.
leads the team in with 14 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Cole Collins has been a dog. Now, if you want to poke holes in Fairfield,
Okay.
there are two holes you can poke.
I think I know where you're going here.
One, who exactly have you played?
Yes, that's the number one.
You're 11-0, but they are. I can look this up real quick.
Is Palestine Westwood their best win?
Gotta be right. Because
This
that was
is
the one.
not the Palestine Westwood. They're in the second round of the playoffs, but they're not what they have been in the past.
This is Fairfield. Their best win is definitely Palestine Westwood.
Yeah.
Their opponents are a combined 39 and 78 on the year. Okay?
Suboptimal.
They have not played. Here's the other thing. I got questions about their defense.
Yeah, they got to win shootouts.
And this is a Yoakum team that is like, you wanna score?
They can roll.
We can do that. Jermarcus Robinson, Jermon, I think it's Jermon Robinson, the quarterback. Xavier Barnett.
The SMU commit.
They can go.
I found out another cousin of Ray Gates, apparently.
Hell yeah.
Shiner's only like 10 miles away from Yoakum, so it tracks.
And here's the difference for me. So Yoakum, they beat McGregor badly last week.
As they should.
Shout out to McGregor. Good season.
Yeah.
Fairfield took on Anahuac. They're better than Anahuac. They treated Anahuac appropriately.
Yeah, it was close for, I think it was like 21-14.
And they rattled off like 35.
Yeah, they had 41-point second half. Yeah.
Here's the one thing I will tell you. I know for a fact that Yoakum's tested. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yoakum's played Port Lavaca Calhoun.
Still alive in the 4A Division I playoffs. They're still alive.
Cuero.
Still alive in the playoffs. 4A Division II.
Blanco.
Still alive in the playoffs. 3A Division II.
Columbus.
Still alive in the playoffs at the bottom of this bracket.
Hitchcock.
Still alive in the playoffs.
And by the way, they have wins over Blanco and Hitchcock.
Yes.
Okay? And a win over Calhoun.
That might be their best win of the season.
I think it is. This is a battle-tested team. Here's one thing about Bo Robinson. He is going to load up. He is not afraid. He's not afraid of a fight.
He does not duck smoke.
No, he does not. He does not. To me, that is the big difference here. I think this game is fun, and I think it's as simple as this. I am pretty sure that Yoakum has seen a team like Fairfield.
Correct.
I do not think Fairfield has seen anything close to what Yoakum's rolling out.
That's
and
fair.
that, to me, is the difference. That's why I like Yoakum. Could be a fun, again, wild game. This could get easily into
over
the 40s.
under 90.
This game could easily get into the 40s.
Winner needs to score 40 minimum.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I do think that Yoakum's got to be your favorite.
By the way, while VNA has this bracket up, I love all four of these games in this bracket here. I think
Hitchcock?
this is a fun. All four of these games are worth. And it's a light Thursday slate in the Houston area because of the threat of storms. If you're going to brave the weather, Franklin and Orangefield Thursday night at Wood Forest Bank Stadium. That's a fun game. You want to see a potential. Franklin's my state title pick.
They're my state title pick as well. I will say if it's raining, they ain't afraid of rain. They'll run the damn ball on you.
Slot T will slot T it up.
Yeah, those are four real good. And Columbus Westwood, like Kavian Bryant, like put on the cape, baby.
Yeah,
here's your chance. Defending champs.
Agree.
Anyway,
fun bracket.
That's my third pick. What was your fourth pick, Matthew?
Let's go to 2A Division I Region 1. 7 o'clock Friday night at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post America. It is the Big Damn Lobos, 10-1, Cisco taking on 9-2 Panhandle. my sleeper state title pick in 2A Division One.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big game. This is a fun matchup of two teams I think who are absolutely contenders there in Region 1, and they're meeting in the second round of the playoffs. Now, for Panhandle, they played another contender in the first round last week, the aforementioned Post Antelopes, the Bold Gold. So Panhandle beats Post, and then they say, hey, we're going to play at your stadium next week. How's that?
yeah, it's like
We're going to beat you, and then we're going to use your stadium.
It's like when you play basketball, and it's like the loser leaves the court, and you get to stay on the court.
We stay up.
It's
Yeah,
like,
winner stays up.
All right, yeah, winner stays up.
Last week, now Post did push Panhandle. It was a weird game because it was 18-12 Post at the end of the first quarter. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be one of those patented Panhandle 95-70 games that they play, like they played against Tahoka a couple of years ago. Panhandle's defense showed up in after the pitch a shutout the final three quarters. They pull away. They beat Post 35-18. Nice win for Dane Ashley's ball club. Broxton Robinson, the Army commit, 282 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 132 yards rushing, and another score. Not a math guy, but I believe that is 414 yards of offense. That seems pretty good.
Gonna upgrade that to good.
Yeah, seems good. But the really fun thing, if you're a Panhandle fan, is the defense. If they get that kind of defensive performance, they're absolutely a state contender. We know Panhandle is going to score points. It's the defense that's the question. Mm-hmm. Cisco very quietly is back. A couple of years they were a little down, and folks in the Abilene, Big Country area have been kind of whispering in the preseason. Our friend Brandon McAuliffe and the guys there at Big Country Preps have been kind of saying, hey, watch out for Post. Watch out for Cisco. Mm-hmm. Watch out for Cisco. They win the district championship, a tough district with Anson, Hawley, and Stanford in it. And last week, listen, Christoval overmatched.
Yes.
But Cisco did what they should do against an overmatched football team. They beat him 62-0. And their quarterback, Colby McElroy, 110 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 82 yards rushing, and a touchdown. Cisco's defense holds Christoval to 78 yards of offense on the night. This is a heavyweight fight in 2A Division I. Both these teams play in tough districts. Panhandle plays Stinnett, West Texas. They played some of the better teams in the Texas Panhandle. Cisco, obviously, we know what kind of schedule they play. Their one loss of the year is to a 3A Division I team in Clyde. Very, very evenly matched football teams here. I think Broxton Robinson's the difference. I think Panhandle has the best player on the field.
I agree.
And I think in crunch time, he is not letting his football team lose. I'm taking Panhandle in, I think, what is going to be an absolute banger of a football game Friday night.
I think so, too. I agree. I think it's close, and I think that in the end, you start looking at, okay, who's got the single best player and the single most dynamic player, and that is Broxton Robinson. I think he puts on the cape, and I think he gets him a win. I agree. My fourth pick, Matthew. I'm staying in that neck of the woods.
Okay.
7 o'clock Friday night at Tire Stadium in Floydada.
I've been there. Great stadium.
The home of the Whirlwinds. Whirlwinds are not playing.
No, I think they're looking for a new coach.
Tough year for
If you're interested in the Floydada head football coaching job, apply.
If you apply on Friday, you can stick around to watch the Groover Greyhounds take on the Wink Wildcats. Groover, 9-2 on the year. Both these teams 9-2. Mm-hmm. And it's Panhandle meets Permian Basin. And it's a team that has scale of the mountaintop versus a team that feels like, God in heaven, what do we have to do to scale the mountaintop?
Yeah, agree.
Okay, because Groover, reigning regional champs.
Mm-hmm. What's the semifinals last
Groover
year?
team that played in the state championship back in 2018. Didn't go well, but they played in the state championship.
They got there. They got to AT&T Stadium, yeah.
They have been there. They have won they played at the highest levels. Mm-hmm. Wink has had excellent team after excellent team after excellent team. Like almost no. Were they mediocre last year or 2 years ago or something like that? Like had like a one town year.
Yeah, they went even then they went like 9-4 or something. Yeah, Brian Gibson
does an
has
unbelievable
got a winner
job
there at Wink every year.
But they just can't get over the hump.
Yeah, third or fourth round,
Just can't get over.
Get out of the region. Yeah.
Well, now here in the second round, they got to get a snootful of Groover. Mm-hmm. Tons of star power in this one. Briggs Satterfield for Groover. Dog.
There's a lot of really good quarterbacks in the Panhandle. You know, we're talking about Broxton Robinson, the Winters kid at West Texas High, Jet Lopez at Amarillo High, Deuce Reese at Palo Duro, Colton Mills at Dumas, Reed Macon at West Plains. There are a lot of great quarterbacks in the Panhandle. I think Briggs Satterfield doesn't get the credit he deserves because there's just so many good quarterbacks in that part of the state.
44 total touchdowns on the year. Taking on Wink. And for Wink, they have every reason to believe, again, this is the year.
Yeah.
Kamid Fashan, their running back.
So I think it's Fasciani.
Is it Fasciani?
Yeah, I believe it's Fasciani.
Whatever.
I just need to call Brian. I should call him on Tepp and Stepp. How do you say your running back's name again? You don't want me to do it, do you?
He's going to get Brian Gibson on the phone.
I can.
But Lane Lusby, their quarterback, I think has been underrated too.
I'll call.
Underrated too. In the end, I think this game comes down to turnovers because both of these teams feast on turnovers. They feast on mistakes. That is going to be the real question.
We're calling Brian Gibson live on the air. I'm not going to put him on the air in case he curses. He won't curse. He's a good man.
He won't. He's a good
See if
God,
he answers.
good God-fearing man. Did you see they did something super cool for one of the Sundowns?
I did see that. Cool. That was very cool.
Yeah. We're gonna see
Oh
if he
no!
answers.
I think I'm getting to voicemail. Oh no!
We will never know how to pronounce this running back's
He'll
name.
call me like, "Hey, what'd you want?"
Hey, we were calling you on the air.
Yeah, we're calling you on the air.
Both these teams feast on mistakes.
Darn.
And to
One
me,
for two. One for two.
The Groover defense, led by Bo Cowan, I think that's underrated, and I think that's why Groover's got the edge in this one. I lean towards a team that's done it before, but if it's going to happen, like Wink, that's the funny thing. For Wink, it can happen at any time because they just keep it's like what they talk about with like in the NBA or like in the NFL. You just get a ticket to the dance, get more bites at the apple, Eventually, you're going to break through. Things are going to break right. It could happen for Wink. I got to go with Groover in this one. I like Groover in a close one, but I think it's a fun matchup.
I think this is the year. I think Wink breaks through. I think that at least this round. Now the problem here, if you look at the bracket, the winner probably getting Ropes.
Ropes is a wagon.
That's going to be really tough. I mean, this is a brutal. That bottom part of 2A Division II Region 1, absolutely loaded.
It is really
even
loaded.
Farwell. Farwell is a very good football team. So that's a tough bottom part of the bracket.
What's your fifth and final pick, Matthew?
7 o'clock Friday night at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking
It is
that
the
talk.
North Forney Falcons taking on the Waxahachie Indians in another playoff rematch. This was the game that took place in this round last year, and Waxahachie knocked off the North Forney Falcons 32-12.
It's 6A D1 Region 2, VA.
Yes, sorry, 6A Division I Region 2. Sorry, VNA.
Heading there now.
Thank you.
And if you're North Forney, no one has stopped you all year.
No.
Their offense, led by new Ohio State commit Legend Bay, has just been a flamethrower.
I think it is the most dangerous offense in Texas high school football.
Listen, if you're going to stop North Forney, you had better be able to tackle in space because Legend Bay is a hard dude to tackle.
I'm trying to think of what offense I would say is more fearsome than that. Not necessarily. I'm not even saying like the best, but like the defense, the offense that when you play, you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
They're so fast.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Their offensive coordinator's done a great job putting their guys in space. Because I don't look at North Forney's offensive line and be like, okay, that's just a dominant offensive line. But he does a good job of scheming his guys into positions to be successful, namely Legend Bay. It starts with him. Yes. But they've got other dudes. Bryson Throw at receiver. They've got two really good running backs. And they just find ways to get it done. Now, they're going up against a defense that stopped them last year. And I think Waxahachie's defense is uniquely equipped to slow North Forney down because they tackle really well and they're extremely fast and they've got big dudes. Jaquan Snell at safety is a large child. He is like 6'2", 200 pounds.
So he just committed to A&M, and one of the guys, I think one of the Texags boys, tweeted his tape, and you watch it.
Yeah. Well, remember the Duncanville game? He's the fourth down tackle.
He's the one. Yeah. He is a violent football player.
Yes.
From everything I've heard, he is the sweetest kid who's ever walked the earth.
How it works, right?
And then also he gets on the field and he is just like,
a different person, yeah. And Tollis. Here's a great so Tollison's son. I can't think of his first name now off the top of my head, but his son's one of the line, but got Division I offers. Yeah. A coach told me that he was basically feral. Like he chases rabbits and he's like just out there running around chasing rabbits and animals and probably killing them with his bare hands. He's just that's what I want in a linebacker, right? Caden Tollison is his name. Now it hit me. So he runs on Waxahachie's relays team. He's super fast. This is a fast defense, and that's what you have. You have to be fast and you have to be physical to slow down North Forney because you've got to be able to tackle in space. But no one's done it this year. No. Now, Waxahachie's offense, number one, great win for Waxahachie on the road to go to Waco Midway and beat a really good team convincingly 48-16. And it was with the running game. Taylon Furlow Strange, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cohen Brown, who's the Texas committed receiver, actually had 79. He broke a long touchdown run. He also had 50 yards receiving. Waxahachie ran for 300 and I had the stat here. They ran for 389 yards on the night. Huge night running the football. They've got a TCU committed quarterback in Jeremiah III, but he has not had like this breakout great year this year. He only threw for 100 yards last week. Now, maybe it's because they ran the football so well. It's like we don't need to throw it around. We can run the ball, and we don't need to overexpose Meyer. Now, North Forney's defense leaves a lot to be desired. Okay. This is a game. Here's my magic number, okay? 28 points. North Forney gets above that 28-point threshold. I don't know if Waxahachie can keep up.
What's their lowest point total this year?
Yeah, I don't think they've scored under 40 all year.
Okay, so then
they held them to 12 last year.
I guess that's right.
And their defense, I think Waxahachie's defense this year is better than last year. So that's the money.
I agree with that.
That's the money matchup here. Waxahachie's defense, North Forney's offense. I think Waxahachie's going to score, even though their offense is not great. I think they're going to score 28 to 35 points against North Forney. What do they hold North Forney to on the offense? It's a pace game. This is a lot like the North Forney Longview game that I was at. North Forney lured Longview into a track meet, and they won 56-55. But last year, when Waxahachie and even Longview, they held North Forney. That's the key here. Is if North Forney gets above 28, I like North Forney's chances here. If Waxahachie keeps it below 28, I like Waxahachie's chance. It's tough to hold North Forney under 28, but if there's a defense that I think is equipped to do it, right now, and at least on this side of the bracket, it's the Waxahachie defense.
I would agree.
Here's my pick.
Okay.
I think North Forney wins. I don't think Waxahachie holds them under 28. I think North Forney, no one stopped them yet. I think Waxahachie does a better job than most, but I like North Forney in a 41-35 kind of game.
North Forney's my Region 2 pick, so yes, I agree. Yeah. I'm in on North Forney. I think that team is dangerous, and I think Legend Bay is maybe... He's just one of the very best players in Texas high school football.
He's unbelievable.
Electric.
Agree. Fun game Friday night.
My fifth and final pick, Matthew. 7 o'clock Friday night at Tully Stadium in Houston.
Oh, man.
It's the Narrative Bowl as the Katy Tigers at 9-2 take on the mighty Mustangs of Houston Memorial in what may be the first time we've ever talked about them on Tep and Step. And that's not that to say they haven't been good. We talked about when they had a coaching change.
I think we talked about when they hired Brooks Hack, yeah. And I think I may have alluded to this matchup last week on the show. That look forward to this. This is if you want a storyline,
this is the storyline of the weekend. Yeah. The storyline of the weekend. So we'll start. First of all, we're just talking about the ball game. Y'all, Houston Memorial's 10-1.
They've got some nice wins on
Houston Memorial's only loss on the year is a 9-point loss to Pearland.
Which is Pearland's best win. And really probably by far Pearland's best win.
They got a win over Cy Ranch.
Still alive in the playoffs.
They got a win over Cy Falls.
Still alive in the playoffs.
They got a win over Cy Fair.
Not alive, but did make the playoffs.
Did make the playoffs, right? This is a good... And then last week...
And Stratford. They beat Stratford, who's still alive in the playoffs.
Now this is a team that, they played Houston Wisdom last week.
Congrats to Houston.
Great year for Wisdom.
Getting in the playoffs. Shout out to those guys.
That's a really, really impressive win. But they treated them rudely. They beat them 50-6.
And I think it was 43-6 at halftime.
And let me tell you something. They got a running back in Kate Gullidge, I think it is, who's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Sparandino.
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 Yeah. Hey.
Threw for 3 touchdowns. They were rolling.
Excuse me?
They were rolling. It was a good Memorial team. It's a good Memorial team. 10-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Good Memorial team. Katie needs no introduction. Okay, right? It's Katie. They had those early 2 losses, but Dickinson, obviously, it's aged pretty well.
Yeah.
And then they lose to Atascocita, which is like,
well, they got Cardi Mac.
They figured it out, though. Yeah. They figured out what works, and what works is just hand the ball to Tremaine Hill. Mm-hmm. Hand the ball to Tremaine Hill, run a little play action. They got Drake Hopkins, who's a playmaker.
Yeah, he's playmaking dude.
And last week, 42-7 over George Ranch. Defense has come along.
They're playing much better.
It's classic Katy.
They struggled early in the year, but I think they had some guys out.
I don't think this is a vintage Katy team, but I think this is a solid, rock-solid Katy team. Mm-hmm. Let's get to why we're talking about this game.
Okay.
Because the head coach at Houston Memorial is Brooks Hack. Mm-hmm. He was the co-offensive coordinator for Richmond Randall last year.
Yes.
One of the young rising stars in the Texas high school football coaching community. Mm-hmm. A guy who is obviously 10-1 as a head coach. Mm-hmm. He's got a state championship as an offensive coordinator. He's the thing. That Stepp. You know where he went to high school?
I do.
He went to Katy High School. Mm-hmm. You know what position he played at Katy?
I do, but you tell me.
Played quarterback.
Oh.
But certainly Katie's undergone some coaching changes since he was there from 2009 to 2011, right? No. Nope. It is Gary Joseph against his former quarterback in Brooks Hack. And
Teacher versus student right here.
It is class. Okay. Now I want to be really clear. I think Katy has to be your favorite in this game.
Yes.
From a pedigree perspective, from a battle-tested perspective, I think their defense is coming along. I think that running game is great. Mm-hmm. But if there is anybody who knows, here's a complete list of head coaches who I think don't need to watch tape on Katy to get prepared for him.
Okay.
Brooks Hack, Gerald Brixey, Jeff Joseph.
Yeah.
Anyone else that I'm missing?
Maybe BJ Gott.
Maybe BJ Gott. Right?
Maybe, yeah.
It's like Brooks, because here's the thing. The offensive playbook hasn't necessarily evolved a whole lot.
Katie's going to do what Katy does.
You know why? Because Gary Joseph is 285-30 as a head coach.
It's like, why?
Because it works.
Yeah.
Why would you change things? Mm-hmm. I will just say this. If I'm Houston Memorial, and I bet this is my guess, I think you're going to get kitchen sink from the word go. Because this is Memorial's chance to make a statement on behalf of Spring Branch ISD.
It's a huge game on the west side. Again, we got this on the west side of Houston. This is the game to see. This is going to be an absolute. If you don't have tickets for this game, get them now.
Yes.
Tully Stadium is going to be sold out. Memorial's home stadium. Mm-hmm. They're going to have a huge crowd. Katy plays at Tully. It's right down the street.
Yeah.
And Katy, before they built Legacy Stadium, this was like Katie's preferred home playoff venue. They love playing at Tully Stadium. This is going to be
there'll be 15,000 people there.
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe this game. I'm pretty sure this game is going to be live on Texan Live.
Let me see if I can confirm that. Pickle sent me something.
Thank you, VNA.
Potentially.
I believe it's on Texan Live. UIL playoffs a little different, but we have Katy and Spring Branch ISD. So
my guess is that it is, but you will just have to take our word for it. Fabulous game.
Sure
yeah, it's Texan Live. We have it on Texan Live.
Texan Live. There we go. Full
whale of fun ball game. Katie's your
fun
favorite. Fun atmosphere, and a delicious storyline. That if you're here for narrative, this is your narrative.
This is a sports writer's dream.
This is sports writer's dream.
You got this is sidebar heaven right
Absolutely.
here.
It's great. It's great. Be a lot of fun. There it is. There's our area round game draft. Stepp took Georgetown and Frisco, Lone Star, Pearland and Dickinson, Alvarado, Sulphur Springs, Cisco and Panhandle, and North Forney, Waxahachie. I took North Shore, Ridgepoint, Midlothian Heritage, Texas High, Yoakum, Fairfield, Groover, Wink, Katy, and Houston Memorial. Apologies to Springtown and Panther Creek, which fascinates me. But I didn't want to take 2 games in the same region.
Sure, yeah.
Apologies to what else?
Crystal City and Goliad's a great game.
Apologies to Peaster and Shallowater, which is fun.
Dripping Springs and Harlan.
Yeah. Apologies.
Mercedes and Alamo Heights.
Oh, buddy. Anna and Palo Duro. Speaking of your pets.
Yes.
Anna and Palo Duro is a heater. Dude, DeSoto Longview.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
Mount,
2 teams.
Mount Enterprise and Chilton. We didn't talk about Mount Enterprise and Chilton.
Anna and, or rather, a quick thing on DeSoto Longview.
Okay.
Again, 2 teams that when they play to their paper, they're maybe the best team in the bracket. Mm-hmm. And also 2 teams that you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And a rematch of a regional final last year.
Mm-hmm. Where Longview stunned DeSoto. Claude Mathis has never beaten John King.
And just played bully ball with him.
Yeah. That's a great matchup. Longview is the most deceiving 7-4 team. Their 4 losses are by combined, I think, 11 points.
Don't get them. Fort Bend Crawford Lindale is awesome. Mm-hmm. Klein Collins and the Woodlands is awesome.
Yeah, Saturday. If you want a Saturday night game in Houston, Saturday 6 o'clock at Thorne Stadium, live on Texan Live, Klein Collins and the Woodlands.
Frankston Dilion in our favorite region, 281 Region 2.
That was my second choice. I was strongly considering going to that game Friday night, but I chose a different game.
Anyway, it's a great week.
I chose a different path.
On TexasFootball.com. No hipster game because they're all great. We love every game. 176 games. Matt Stepp, why don't you tell people where you're going this week?
Oh, we're going to do that first.
Or, I don't know. Pickle, Pickle.
Uh-oh. VNA, what did you write down?
Tia VNA, what'd you write down?
Tia VNA. I actually didn't write that much down. Y'all kept it pretty on the rails today.
Well behaved.
What a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, consistent chaos at the very beginning is. I forgot who said that.
Who's the chaos team that we were talking about in the opener? In the open, who's the team that's just like, Edgewood.
Yeah, Edgewood. Yeah.
Edgewood is all chaos.
They play like 2 of the 5 highest.
All chaos all the time. And they've got
Woodville.
Yeah, they've got Woodville, and they've got a quarterback.
Go Lightly.
Yeah, Trevor Go Lightly.
Yeah, Go Lightly.
Who's a dog. That's gonna be
fun. And then you got Luke Babin at Woodville. It's great small school.
I think
QB
I'm
matchup.
done. I think there's a couple of teams I think I'm done picking against. I'm done picking against Woodville, although I think I'm picking them Edgewood in the picks.
Okay.
And then I'm also done picking against Tomball. I'm done.
Playoff Tomball.
Playoff Tomball.
I think they get Willis this week. I'm picking them against Willis.
I think it's a fun game too. Anyway, go on.
Wait, really quickly. What do we have to do to scale this mountaintop?
Wink.
Wink. And then my favorite, do your taxes and pick off passes.
Ed Smith.
Ed Smith.
Pearland's Ed Smith.
Yeah, at Pearland. That's exactly
funny.
it.
Shout out to Ed Smith.
That was so funny.
Now why don't you tell me where you're going?
All right, Thursday.
She's got her stuff in.
Now Thursday night, I will be at C.H. Collins Stadium in Denton. I believe Denton is home of the now nationally ranked UNT Mean Green.
There we go.
Nationally ranked. Denton, C.H. Collins Stadium in Denton as the Holiday Eagles, 4th place Holiday, takes on the Leonard Tigers.
They beat early and they beat pretty resoundingly.
Yeah. Holiday, they finished 4th. That they're a classic. Record does not tell you how good they are. 4th place.
They farted around a couple games.
They had a bunch of injuries during district play, and they got him back right at the end of the season. And so,
by the way, just in that part of the world, I know this because I subscribe to Zach Duncan's Substack. Quanah beating Petrolia is like
and beating them bad.
Was like a real shocker.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Mike Bowling there at Quanah.
Anyway, cool.
All right, that's my Thursday night game. Friday, I will be at Hanby Stadium in Mesquite. Have you heard the good news of the Crum Bobcats?
Man, undefeated?
Undefeated Crum.
Wow.
10-0, taking on the Athens Hornets, who, I'm a Trinity Valley guy, so I have a soft spot for Athens, and they're having a great year. Zach Harrell's having a fantastic year at Athens.
This is going to stun you, but they played a wild one with Gilmer.
Yeah, shocking, right? Did you see Gilmer they gave Ishmael Kamara a carry?
Yes!
Seeing Gilmer, how terrifying would that have been to see Ishmael Kamara coming
Did Gilmer
at you
finish 3-8?
4-7.
4-7.
Yeah, 4-7. So Athens and Crum should be a fun game Friday night. I'm looking forward to that. And Mesquite ISD Elite Hospitality. Looking forward to visiting our friends in Mesquite. 2 great games in Mesquite Friday night because West Mesquite and Midlothian are playing over at Memorial. And Saturday, I'll be hopping on a plane and heading down to Corpus Christi Saturday. 1 o'clock, got a doubleheader at Buck Stadium.
Value Shopper.
1 o'clock, San Marcos takes on Edinburgh. So I get to watch the most interesting team in Texas high school football. John Walsh's San Marcos
They're going to be
Rattlers.
favored in that game.
They are going to be favored.
And they could play on Thanksgiving.
Rattler up. In Edinburgh, out of the Rio Grande Valley. Should be a great crowd. San Marcos travels well. Edinburgh's going to travel well. Should be a great Saturday afternoon crowd. Saturday night, a fun game Saturday night as the undefeated Los Fresnos Falcons at 11-0 take on the 10-1 Laredo United Longhorns.
Laredo United, that's another one.
Fun.
Laredo
I
United
believe Laredo United's 10-0.
beat Converse Judson.
No, 9-2. Laredo United.
38-0?
42-0.
42-0.
I think it's the first time ever Judson lost to a Laredo school.
It is. I looked it up. It is. And, like,
shocking.
that is something. I mean, you and I are old enough to remember when Judson was a wagon, just a thundering herd of pain. And
It was
for
shocking
a
to see that
Laredo
score.
team to not just beat Judson, but to do it like that. United's got a little something.
Colt Lozano is an unbelievable. He was week 4. Matt Stepp, he got that dog an award winner.
He's a
dog.
He's a dog.
So,
I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. I got 4 games. I got 2 games on Saturday, and I get to go to Taco Palenque.
Oh man, hell yeah, brother.
Taco Palenque. You want to
Jealous.
sponsor Tep and Step?
Hell yeah,
Greg.tepper@davecampbells.com.
That is going to do it for us. We do appreciate you being a Dave Campbell's Texas football subscriber. Vanna Moreno, thank you for listening to us.
Thanks
as
for
you're
putting up with us.
contractually obligated to do. Step, thanks for your courage.
Thank you.
Talk to you next week.